Good evening and welcome to the Savage Universe on Thursday nights on the Pinnacle channels, wherever Pinnacle can be found, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I am JM, and with me tonight I have Ben Burns of New Comic Games and Zeta Complex, which is a setting of dark humor. Ben, thanks for joining us tonight.
No problem. Thanks a lot for having me.
We met at North Texas RPG Con. My son saw your booth, and I think I actually met you first at ChupaCon.
Yeah, I go to ChupaCon also. So
local Texans unite.
yes.
If Civil Savage gets on here, we'll have a trifecta of Texas Savage Worlds fans. So tell me a little bit, and I love the back cover on this.
Well,
I love this creature. It's gorgeous. The front cover is great as well. Tell us a little bit about Zeta Complex.
Well, it's probably the best way to describe it is it's a mixture, savaged up of the old Paranoia game, Gamma World, and then Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy thrown in.
Definitely got Paranoia vibes, especially because you have the cloning check.
Yes, so you do have clones, but I always loved Paranoia back in the 80s when it first came out. I was a huge fan. But there were problems in that game system and the company that makes it. So decided to create my own and thought, well, I don't want to just do Paranoia and I want to fix the issues they have. So I feel like I've done that with Zeta Complex. And so it's got a lot of mixture of that. You never know how many clones you're going to have.
As opposed to the flat clone.
Yeah, you always have 6, right?
Yeah.
And too many people were metagaming that kind of part of it. And they were like, oh, I can throw this clone away because I know I have another clone. In this game, you do get your first one free. So you can throw your first one away if you want. But after that, you never know if you're really going to come back or not. You have to make the vigor test to survive the cloning check. I have seen people fail that. You get your bennies to re-roll it, but I've seen people roll the critical failure and out they went, time to create a new character. But it's a lot of fun. You die a lot in this game. Everything is out there to kill you. And it's just, it's a blast.
So you said that it's kind of a combination of Paranoia and the Hitchhiker's Guide and Gamma World. What is the setting like? What are the players doing? By the way, you can check out. There's a link to the PDF and drive-through, and then I'm just putting up the link to your website at newcomicgames.com, where you can get a physical copy of the book. Can they get the one sheet as well? I should ask that.
Yeah, the one sheet's actually free. It's pay what you want on drive-through. But I also sell them, I think, for $1.
Yeah, it's mainly the printing cost. The definition of one sheet. It's one large sheet that is folded in half, but
half, yes.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's I actually ran that at several cons, and in a 4-hour time setting, could not get through the whole thing. So it's a fun little adventure called Hellhounds. I also have another one called Latest Tech, and that's where one of my greatest inventions, the Gelaporter, was created, where you get put in a big gelatin ball and hurled across to your location of where your mission's going.
And there's scatter rolls for that. So
you have to
land in the same place that your vehicle then lands,
or you might land where your vehicle's going to land, depending on what order the systems decide to throw you in. There is an AI that runs everything. There's a council of humans who are there that are kind of more puppets, but some variations off of, a lot of people say, well, it's too much like Paranoia. I don't think so. There's a lot of variations on it. You have, you can be elves and dwarves and halflings. All these kind of came back. Magic is back in the world. Not everybody has mutations. One of the things I always hated about it was you could have this cool mutation in Paranoia, but it was illegal. You couldn't use it, and everybody was afraid to use it. Well, here they're all legal. Anybody can do anything they want, and so there's people you can. It's a edge you can take now as a Savage World. So you can choose to be a mutant or choose not to be a mutant. There's also allies. So Earth has gone through multiple apocalypses, from alien invasions to nuclear wars, earthquakes, dimensional shifts, all that fun stuff. And what's left is just this, conglomeration of mess, and you can do anything you want. There is a very cool map in the back. If you haven't looked at it yet, you should check that out. And that kind of gives you a layout.
Oh yeah.
Earth looks like after all of this mess, when Zeta Complex takes place. And most of the adventures are outside of Zeta Complex. There are some built inside. As a matter of fact, the adventure in the book called Virus is inside the main server rooms. It's one of the deadliest things I've ever written. We had 14 deaths in a 4-hour period.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the clones are just on this conveyor belt coming in. It was pretty wild. But we have games where we just, after the first half hour, an hour, and people kind of get settled into it and realize dying isn't the end of the world. It's just the end of that clone. You end up with just hilarity and laughter for the next hours that you're playing.
That was always my memory of Paranoia, is that almost the absurdity of the death.
Right.
And then jumping back in. And it was like Paranoia and Toon were the two games that we laughed the most during.
Right. And that was the same genre I was shooting for, was to hit that genre. Other people have done post-apocalyptic games like this, and a lot of times they fall flat because they're trying to take themselves too seriously.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I actually have a rule of 42 in the book. I don't know if you saw that or not. It's the improbability rule. But if you can hit 42 on your dice roll, then anything can happen.
Yes,
basically.
I did see that.
Just a little nod to Adams there. But it's just a lot of fun to play, and we have a great time with it. Your characters can grow from level to level, and move up. And I'm not sure what else to say about it. Without telling too much about the adventures
no,
that we've been on, but yeah, you can build your character however you want, just like normal Savage World. There's a few things that adjust, like you can't have just one leg or one arm, because the AI would not create an operative to do that, right? So a few of the what are they called? Oh wow! Now my mind's failing me. Yeah, the hindrances are outlawed, and but most of them are still allowed. You can still build pretty much anything you want. You can build yourself as a cyborg. You can build yourself, as like I said, a mutant, a straight human. You can actually have allies who are not cloned. If you don't want to be a clone, you can come in as any race you want. You can build your own race and come in as long as the game master approves of it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to make cloning checks. But if you die, then
that's it. You're done.
Character, right? There are advantages to being an ally as compared to a clone, right? But there are also a lot more advantages to being a clone, mainly being able to die and not worry about it. You cannot soak wounds as a clone. Your body's too weak to soak wounds. So,
yeah.
So but if you're an ally, you can still soak wounds. It's just
right. But the advantage of the clone is, if this guy dies, I basically make a soak test to see if I have a new clone being delivered.
Right. Basically, right. You're making a vigor test to come back, and but that's it in a nutshell, really. I mean, you can do.
You told me when we were chatting that you were in the process of another reprint of the book.
Oh, I've already done that. So we're on the third printing of the book now. It's selling really well. We're expanding. I know there's a section up in Seattle it's become very popular up there. And Chicago, I understand there's a whole group up there that have started to play it. So that's outstanding. And I see these little, when I start getting orders for the books and shipping them out, I'm starting to notice they're in clusters. So I think somebody, gets it and tries it and then gets a group together so everybody buys the book, and it's kind of interesting to see these.
Oh, it's fantastic that you're on a third reprint. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's moving well. And we're really happy with how it's going and where it's moving forward. We have another adventure that's about to go to print or about to go to layout. It's already been written. We're in the editing process now, and it's going to be going to layouts probably in the next 2 months.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And then we're trying to still put out more of the one-page adventures. I just put those out on drive-through to try to just give people more stuff. But so there's already 2 out there. There's an adventure book. There's an adventure in the back of the book, as well as about half a dozen, plot ideas.
Yeah, the Savage Tale ideas.
Yeah, and there's a mission generator in the book as well, so you can just generate your own adventures if you want.
Very cool.
So we're coming out with archetypes that'll be out soon. Already have like 20 created. We're going to create a few more. I want to get to 24. Oh, I have 18 right now. We're trying to get 24 and then produce a deck of cards that can go with it as a set of prototypes or archetypes that can go out with it. So anyway.
Well, my son is very excited about running this for his friends. I will keep you updated on how that goes.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
A bunch of 7th graders playing Zeta Complex. I
see nothing.
I can see nothing going wrong there. I will definitely have to find a way to get everybody okay with me recording it so that we can all enjoy the fun that is going on.
You should. It should be a lot of fun.
So if you like paranoia, if you like Douglas Adams, if you like sci-fi, go check out Zeta Complex. We've got the link to the drive-through up on the screen right now. That is $10 for the PDF, or you guys can order it directly from Ben. And let me get this copied and shared. And if you go to this link that I'm putting in right now, newcometgames.com/Zeta Complex, you can pick up the adventure for $1. You can pick up the physical book for $25 and the adventure book for $10. And you have a set of Zeta Complex bennies for $12 there as well.
Yeah. So just the cardboard bennies. So
yeah.
If you like to keep everything in the same, all themed appropriately. So we did the poker chips for a while. They're just so heavy to ship and everything.
They really are.
But it's just a ton of fun. We have a great time with it. We're going to continue to produce more product for it, and so it's something that we look forward to running for a long time to come. So
very cool. And you run it at CopperCon, you run it at North Texas RPG Con. Are there any other cons that you head to as New Comet Games where if people are interested they can jump in on a Zeta Complex game?
Well, we also go to ReaperCon up in Denton. We also do OwlCon down in Houston, and they are starting to get a savage following down there. So we're glad to see that. And just pretty much any other con I go to. I've been out to LongCon. I'll sometimes I've been up to GaryCon, Gamehole Con and stuff. I don't do those too much anymore. They're too far to travel. But
Gamehole Con is such a great convention.
It is, but
I love Madison in October there, and I love all the people. And
it's a long way though. I'd have to fly. I drove it a couple of times, and I'm
just too old for that.
No. So, well, I'm a vendor, so as a vendor,
you have to be able to take your stuff with you. But I
have to bring product.
It's 10 hours to St. Louis, and then it's from me, and then it's another 6 hours to Chicago. And then
it's 16 to 18 hours.
Yeah, it's not.
You don't have to go through Chicago. You can cut through the countryside,
the middle of Illinois up into Wisconsin.
The land of nowhere there.
That's right. Oh yeah. Peoria, Illinois. It's the only thing around.
But so we don't do the Northern Con so much. I do, of course, I also write Call of Cthulhu Adventures.
Yes.
And so I go to Chaosium Con. That's my big one I fly to, but I don't run Zeta there.
I was at Chaosium Con this year.
I was there.
we probably did. You go to the Greg Stafford interview video?
Oh,
seminar
probably
on
not.
Sunday? Oh,
No,
I was the one who put that video together, and
Oh,
Rick and I
awesome.
presented that.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a lot of times just gaming. I like
Yeah,
to
it's a
game,
great.
and
It's another great convention. Like
it really
just
is.
wonderful convention.
That's my two favorite games right now is Zeta Complex and Call of Cthulhu. Those are my two things I love the most. So, of course, Zeta is my own creation. So I lean a little more towards
Yeah,
that
I get
one.
that. I get that. When I run Jackals, I feel like, yeah, I'm running the game that was designed for me. Oh wait, I designed this game. That's why it works the way I think it should.
It works just like I think it should.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. And a lot of people don't feel like this kind of genre fits well into the Savage Worlds, and I think it's perfect for it. The fact that you only have so many, 3 or 4 wounds and you're out, right? And it makes it so things really work well and run smooth, and we have a blast with it.
Very cool.
I hope everybody gives it a try. You can pick up the PDF pretty inexpensively.
Yep, $10 and it's yours.
And it runs a lot. And there's an adventure in there called Virus, and everything you need to run that adventure is in that book, in the basic Suede book. And give it a shot, and I bet you have a blast. So anyway.
Thanks, Ben, for joining us. Thanks for taking time out to talk about Zeta Complex. My son is inside watching this stream right now. He was very excited. I did not think I could have him here.
Okay.
And
I know you introduced me at the con, but I forgot his name. What is his name? Zane?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, Zane, good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You have a direct line to me.
I will.
Right?
I will let him know that.
Okay.
So next week we're going to have the Star Anvil Studio guys on. We're going to be talking about their upcoming superhero Kickstarter. And I'll not say anything more than that until next week. So join us next week for more Savage Universe. And until then, go out and play some Savage Worlds. Go play some Zeta Complex. And may all your dice ace. Until next time, everyone, have a good one.
Goodbye.